E-membership provides the capability to process payments from your members. Payments are organized by batch. You can have more than one batch per day. You can also separate batches by account, where account is just a way of being able to organize information in a way that is easy to separate from an accounting point of view, and can also be used to separate checks between dues and other sorts of contributions, for example. Let's take a look at an example. I'm going to create a batch for $100. The $100 I'm entering came from a separate tally of the checks and will be used as a checksum on my data entry. Once the batch is created, I can begin to enter member payments. E-membership uses a type ahead to help you in identifying the member you are interested in entering a check for. Once I select the member, I can then pick the type of payment, which can include checks or credit cards, optionally a reference number, and then the amount. Once the amount is entered, one of the other characteristics of e-membership is that that payment will be applied to any outstanding amounts the member may have. Also, it will be possible for payments that are made in advance or overpayments or payments that are made for other purposes to simply create a credit for future use. As you can see, the amounts are calculated in advance by e-membership, but you have the opportunity to change them if so desired. In this case, for example, I could move all of the payments from dues to initiation if that is the purpose for which the member had submitted their payment. At this point, it is also possible to be able to look at various reports. In this case, we have only one member. Typically, there would be multiple. Batch reports show us what is basically a check register with where the amounts were allocated on a very general basis. And in this case, for example, we can see that 64 went to quarterly dues, with $26 to initiation and $10 to a late fee. We can also print receipts. Receipts are customized to include your specific information and can be set up in any way that suits your business requirements. Receipts can be printed, or as an optional feature, e-membership will allow you to email them to your members instead if the checks were in fact received through the mail. This is e-membership's payment processing facility.